mean, Winston's got to know he was coming over here. And Nori crossed 2 wards, so if you get surprised by this, that is definitely a mistake, and he is going to lose the red buff. So Winston getting pretty low here, and now he could just be in trouble.
Fire had priority on the lane, already pushed back. Winston in a fight, he's gonna get that last bit of health to come through. Misty Stumpy's on the roll. Zig actually has a charge up on that bar. You gotta be very careful what happens in this fight. Misses the Thundering Shuriken. That Zig coming in, gonna get a big call to Meek, but no, Ruthless Predator first to take down Fire. Do they have the follow? That's gonna be the double buffs now over to Fire, getting a bit of a refresh. There's the scat of the week, and they're gonna follow this one up, possibly zagging on the Zig. He's gonna take a few more shots, and he goes down a double kill to start off Fire. Syndra.
Yeah, Fire, double kill, and he gets the double buffs off of his opponent there. And Nori starting up that invade, but it was always Fire who was going to be able to actually make the collapse faster.
Right.
Winston, you know, when you are playing Olaf on this first clear, you actually get very low, and you want to be low because you're actually clearing it out faster. So we're right back to live, but
Nori wants his buffs.
Nori was like 1 auto from killing Winston. But the stun came through from Fire, who could make the collapse much more quickly. And that bought enough time for Winston to get that damage out, get the first blood, and yes, he went down, but that put them so much ahead in that eventual, what turned into basically a 3v3, that it is 2 kills going the way of the Syndra, who already has priority in this early matchup. That is a lost chapter first buy, which is going to make it so difficult now for Wolfie in this 1v1.
Orb after orb, Fire can spit out now with that mana regen coming up. Winston's just on the bottom side, 3v3, but they're a bit scattered here. Dwice did want to give him some help, but you have to let him go on that point. A good pinch coming in from Cloud right off the back of a lost fight.
Yeah, nice little roam from Wolfie, but you have to say, it felt like he had enough time to actually just flash over the wall. Right? There's no flash on a Nori or Wolfie, so if you see Ryze and you immediately flash up, you know, into your own jungle, there should be no follow there. So Winston should have been able to escape, I feel, with his life, albeit a summoner down. You don't really want to see that, but I think it would have been the play to go for here, and does end up donating a kill over. And Nori still just trying to gank nonstop here on the Elise. I've got to give him credit for that. Has been very aggressive in these early minutes.
On the bottom side, still has some top to clear, so if he doesn't get anything here, he's got some resources to pick up. Dwice, good damage coming on. And they're not going to be able to finish that one off, so Nori is kind of left out to dry on this. Red buff should be up soon, so he will scuttle back over there and grab that one.
Yeah, and Nori couldn't get the angle, actually, for that cocoon. Yep. As SPX went in, it was a great engage, but the minions aggroed, it looked like, onto SPX and kind of flared out, so that there was a minion in between Nori and his target really the whole time. So he wasn't able to actually get that follow-up cocoon, despite the fact that CC did land. They will push Infernal off of that Ocean Dragon, though, and the more time you spend down here on this bottom side, it's going to give free time for Misty Stumpy, who is playing that Klepto Cannon, and who is level 6 already. So Wave in a great spot for him. It's going to be slow pushing back towards the Cannon, which means, you know, he does not have to even expose himself whatsoever right now to a potential gank. And Zig is basically just stuck sitting on the side trying to soak experience.
I think he's waiting as well for Misty Stumpy. If he uses Lightning Rush in lane, you get a Cannon super hard. But Misty Stumpy always playing very technical, very sound in his play style, and never kind of changing what he's doing, what's been winning him the lane.
Yeah, and he also knows Elise recalled on bottom side.
True.
So Elise
gotta think of everything.
Is possible, you know, could be up there soon. And you know, Elise is up on that top side now, having taken the scuttle. So Fire, guess where he's going to play? He's going to play down towards bottom side. This is just intelligent stuff. You have 2 pinks in the river on bottom side. Your support is roaming up from that side. So if Elise can play top, you need to move down. And this is the point now where Winston needs to be pathing up towards top lane to cover a potential dive. Nori just showed on that ward. Winston needs to run straight up there to try to defend it, but it is going to be 4 members here.
Oh, in the brush, he almost denies it, throws down the Slicing Maelstrom. They're going to be on the turret, but that's a lot of damage for SPX to deny from the turret aggro. They get 2. Nicely done with the in and out as they take down Winston and Stumpy on Infernal.
Yeah, great Realm Orb. 4 members showing up. It wasn't just that 2-man dive that Winston would have been there in time to actually prevent had it just been Nori and Zig. I think they would have been fine, but they're able to bring in the extra members, get the engage, get 2 kills onto your Ryze, deny a ton of farm. Misty Stumpy was up like 15 CS. Now it's going to be basically even, if not him being behind after all of this is gone. So The advantage completely now gone for that Kennen. Ryze, this is from that W, is very, very tanky, even early on here. So as soon as that is up, they just didn't have the return damage possible, and Winston ends up going down again.
Pressure win towards the bot side. May call down Nori for a moment to see if Winston could be around here, but I don't think that's anything. 2-0-1 though in the mid lane for 5Fire against the 3-1-1 of Wolfie. Great to see the mid lane kind of going back and forth again this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty impressive that Gorica is only down 5 CS when his support has roamed. Early on in the game, you can have an advantage against Renekton, but given an item or two, you won't actually ever be able to win the 1v1 against Renekton.
Nope.
So just build for that 5v5.
Oh, 5Fire in a bad spot, flashes out. He's gonna get the solar flare right to the face, and that is a lot of kill coming in onto him. 5Fire goes down twice, is now gold, but it looks like he could fall to the damage of Ryze, but it's Gorica to get the final shot on. The killer instinct and everything coming out from Gorica, and he is able to pick up 2 for himself.
Yeah, 5Fire didn't seem like he was aware of how many members of Cloud had collapsed towards that mid lane. So posturing very aggressively, feeling confident about their ability to 3v3, but multiple members show up, and he just got CC chained down very effectively. Even with the flash and cleanse, he does end up going down.
Gorica actually getting 1 there. Apologize. 3-1-3 for Wolfie, 2-1-4 for Nori. They're having a much better spread of the advantages this game, 6-3 as they come up on 12 minutes. And we just talked about Rift Herald. It is going to be taken by Cloud after that victory in mid lane.
Yeah, and they're going to be feeling pretty good about that because you can see the gold is basically dead even. You know, slight advantage for Infernal, and they do have the Ocean as well. But yeah, this is 5Fire just not aware that SPX and Nori are in the area. So he cleanse flashes out of that cocoon with the ult there to follow up, and now 5Fire getting caught out. He's going to go down again.
Whoa. Taking an interesting pathing towards that top turret to try to get the save. Rift Herald already used as well. This one may be meeting a second tier turret as nobody's top side to get the defense on this.
Yeah, they're trying to trade on the bottom side, trying to get that turret, trying to push in mid, but Cloud is going to get first turret of the game. A lot more gold being donated into Nori as well as Zig. Yeah, it's been more about the roam for Wolfie, less about that 1v1. Misty Stumpy, though, gonna get dope here.
Isaac, it feels so bad as a Kennen to be the one that gets picked on. Misty Stumpy's feeling that this game. Can't even get the proto belt off to do a little, or he actually just bought it, but can't even do much to get out of that situation other than slicing Maelstrom as mid lane is taken down. So he doesn't go down for nothing. They're going to get some good gold here and open up the map to start spreading those wards a little bit further into Cloud's jungle.
Yeah, I think the play, you know, given retrospect and full vision, you would want to see him go for is actually just clear the wave with your ultimate there. You're going to die either way. There's kind of no way. So try to go ahead in that turret trade and just try to clear out the wave using the proto belt, using the ultimate to try to get that done. They will crack mid lane turret though, so Infernal keeping the gold close. They do have the double dragon advantage, so they're going to have all of the mana that they really need to work with. And now up to this top side, it may be another turret going the way of Infernal, which will put them pretty much dead even in gold.
Get it. Nice. That one time where you're like, whoops, I thought you were going to hit it. 5Fire backs off, and so does Winston. Had a bit of a rough early game, but stood his ground. Was really able to help 5Fire come out big in the early fight. Now to the mid lane. Weiss goes down under his own turret as Cloud not really seeing the turrets. They're just going for the engages as they get them, and rightly so with the Leona. They should be going every time she can.
It's the Goon Squad, man. Power in numbers. You group up, you run around, you look for engages, and Cloud has just been moving around the map better than their opponents this game. The gold lead is not that big because there are farm edges on the other side. There's Klepto on the Kennen. Yeah, almost 40 CS advantage for Winston. He's just been kind of power farming well. And Nori has been ganking. But you have to give a lot of credit to Wolfie and SPX, who I think have done a fantastic job this game, grouping up with their jungler, moving around the map, pulling off dives, always pushing forward vision and trying to threaten their opponents. And we'll just see if that is kind of buying enough time now for the Ryze, for this Kal'sa and the Renekton to really kind of make use of that, right? Because champions like the Elise are going to fall off at a certain point of the game, and he's kind of prioritizing spending his time ganking instead of farming. But that's buying time for these other guys, these kind of hyper carries, to farm up and hopefully take over later.
Looking looking at Gorica now in the mid lane, 1-0-2 on this Kal'sa. Felt pretty comfortable playing that throughout the tournament. He does say going pro has been like that dream. It kind of means everything to him. So I'm sure this weekend, like being able to sit with teams, diagnose what's going on, and kind of look at your own gameplay has been an awesome experience for him, and he has leveled up.
It's an amazing environment here at Scouting Grounds. Being around all these players who are so excited, having all of the resources there with these pros walking around, with all of the coaching staff around. There's so much for these players to learn, and I think it's such an exciting environment for these guys who are motivated to get better, who are motivated to go pro. Yeah. And all of a sudden, instead of just hanging out, at your house playing by yourself, and maybe you have kind of a small network of friends who are going to try to help you improve, or some limited coaching staff at some of the colleges, you have basically an entire LCS worth of coaches who are willing to help you and give you time. So the improvement that can be made at an event like this is enormous.
The overall idea that the opportunity is there, I think, is absolutely amazing. Oh, Wolfie trying to get in. SPX over the wall with the Hex Flash. Doesn't get himself in too good of a spot. Nice dodge on the Zenith's blade. Winston with the undertow going in. Hook onto Inori. Gonna expect to repel from there. Depth charge back to Gorica. He's able to get the big damage. Kennen goes through. Misty Stumpy now trying to get everything. Misses with the proto belt as he gets a little too hyped in the situation. And now they're scattered. A 2-2 for Cloud, but they might be able to get to the back line of the fight. Evan and Winston getting this up to a safe spot. Wolfie just a few more hits for himself. Turns around a bit too early with no turret aggro, and now Infernal looks for more. They are lighting up the map. Undertow scatter hits. In goes Zig. Uses the Ruthless Predator. Drops 5 fire, and that's going to be a kill on both sides. A little bit of retribution pickup there as both teams are looking to pack that gold into their pockets. And there are the 2 final kills for Inferno. It takes so long. These fights are so long, but it is going to be Infernal to come out on top.
And that is an ace. 5-4-2. So kiss all of that hard work goodbye for Cloud, who had been building up an advantage very slowly. Not only do you get ace, you lose the Infernal, and so much of this really was about the Kennen. Kennen being able to actually TP in here. He realizes the fight is breaking out, and he doesn't have time to actually run the rest of the way, so it is a very short distance TP, but Cloud was so stacked, and he's going to get into the backline, pushing out Wolfie, pushing out Gorica as well. They just got absolutely lit up, and despite the fact that Zig and Nori are standing strong on the other side, have taken down the support, the much more valuable kills had gone the way of Infernal. They had already eviscerated the backline, already taken that out, and Zig does find a good turn here as Fire steps a little bit too close, but the strength of this Olaf, the strength of this Lucian at this point in the game, if you can't actually burst down the Olaf, he gets Conqueror stacked up.
Spear of Soul just finished up over there for Zig. He's a pretty big Renekton now. Like we said, just take a few items, and Renekton is still Renekton, even 30 CS down on his opponent. Just have to find the fights that will get him in, causing enough chaos to the back line.
Yeah, Shojin plus Black Cleaver. He's sitting on 40% CDR, as well as that all-powerful passive from that Shojin. You really can take over a team fight if you're able to kind of reach the back line, get multiple resets on your stun. SPX gonna have to flash out of here. Here comes Misty Stumpy.
Stumpy's just on the right. Do they know he's coming in? He's gonna throw down ult immediately. Ruthless Predator onto him to stop him. Nice job by Zig to not let him get to the rest of the team. And now maybe Cloud can turn this one around. Killer Instinct going in. That's going to be Misty Stumpy going down as well. Gorica now with a double kill on the fight. They have to get themselves out. Great vision control with the pink there is gonna give him a bit of an idea of how to play that brush. Unleash power onto Wolfie does absolutely nothing. That should be an absolute turn coming in from Cloud. And they're gonna start racking up the kills. One traded back there nicely coming in from Evan RL, but it's just 5 fire, and he might get fizzled out. The cocoon just missing. As we're still waiting to see what happens for the rest of the fight. They're pinging towards the top side to say we can get some work done there as this fight is over. What's next?
Yeah, Cloud wants to be able to grab this dragon, and SPX is running back out on the map here to support. Winston is back up though, so this is a little bit scary. You're very low on health, but I don't think that 5 Fire has the ability to face check into this.
No.
If you walked into a cocoon, you are for sure dead. So coming out on top in that fight will result in the dragon as well as the 1 kill advantage in that.
Pretty fantastic quick W there on Misty Stumpy here from Zig to stop just slicing Maelstrom. Only hit him after this play.
Yeah, it's a really good job by Zig actually zoning him out, and we also have to keep in mind This time the ultimate, while it was a good flank, is only on really tanky members. Even if he gets on SBX, that's supporting the top laner compared to the previous fight where he was actually able to get access in onto the Ryze as well as the Kal'sa. And that really was a huge difference in this fight. Gweiss also mixed executing pretty hard. You can see the Q faceplant into the wall, and then also the auto cancel with his E, it looked like there, so he couldn't actually get the passive route out to set up for his team. But very, very close fight, and slim margins actually deciding that team fight.
5 fire, the Rabadon's is coming out quite soon. He's sitting on 586 gold. They're just tempting each other now. The side lanes are starting to be played a bit, but the 1-3-1 with Renekton and the Ryze is going to be a little bit stronger if we can't find Infernal's way to spread it thin or start the fight on who is in the mid lane. 5 fire looking for that possibly. That would have been Leona for the first hit and a chance to rebuttal for the side of the Cloud Drake if possible.
You can see though, Cloud is just going to be looking to set up in a 1-3-1. There's no one that can actually win a 1v1 against Ryze. There's no one on their team that can win a 1v1 against Zig either. So it should be full priority on both sides for Cloud, which just then means for this 3-man squad of SPX, Inori, and Gorica, you just have to not get caught. Buy time. Allow these guys to get their work done in the side lanes, to draw multiple members to them. So it becomes this push and pull. If 2 people go to answer the Renekton or 2 people go to answer the Ryze, well, all of a sudden...
That's a grab. They
Here he
have
goes.
Zig. Do they fully want Zig? He gets deleted immediately! Getting taken out. Gorica goes down, and that's going to be the Nexus in the eyes of 5 Fire and the Infernal team. They're going to be able to take it down. The initiation comes through, and Infernal will take the win.
2-0 here for Infernal. Able to reach that back line with that cannon ultimate as soon as he got on top of Gorica, just absolutely melted.